Hey, what's going on guys, it's me James JJ here, and I got more Destiny videos for you. Today I'm breaking down the Hunter class, or the Gunslinger subclass to be specific, and I'm looking at the skill trees or abilities, whatever they're called, and I'm only going to comment on some of them. Some of them jumps out to me, some of them really don't. For the most part, just meh compared to some of the other classes, but you know, as Hunter was my first class and as I had the most experience as the Hunter class, I have some says about some of the skills. I'm not gonna cover all the skills obviously because anyone can read off the list and stuff. We'll just start with Incendiary Grenade. It's the first thing you unlock in the game, I think, and it just it's a grenade. It has fire damage over time. The fire damage over time is not that great. It's obviously lackluster and weak compared to something like Titan's stun grenade. That is just great shit. But incendiary grenade, just meh. Now once you upgrade it, you get to swarm grenade. Swarm grenade I feel is kind of weaker than the incendiary grenade in terms of damage, but it is good for throwing around the corner and just not giving a fuck about what it hits, or repelling enemies that would come way too close for you for your comfort, because I do think they have some stun effects, each one of those little missiles. Now once you upgrade it, you get the trip mine grenade, but this one's kind of weird for me. I'm kind of skeptical. It sticks to surfaces and detonates when enemies pass through laser trigger. So basically it's claymore, kinda, but except you can place it in any surface. Unless this has massive damage, I don't see how this could be really useful, but we'll have to see because I didn't unlock this yet, obviously. Now on the second column, we have the double jump. Double jump is really great. It's fast. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not like Titan or Warlock's glides, jetpack glides. You can jump like Mario. Better control is a big one because it really allows you to okay, on paper it just upgrades double jump for better directional control. In real life, it's just like you're literally flying because you jump once and then you can just control where you jump, the second jump. Added with the triple jump and higher jump, you are literally flying and you can get out of a hot situation or get into advantageous position. Oh, that's really gonna be useful. I can already see that. Golden Gun is pretty much self-explanatory. Deadeye is just meh, especially since I don't see any accuracy problems with the Golden Gun. Unless you're trying to snipe something from a distance, I don't see how this skill or ability will come in that handy. Combustion is a big thing though. Finally we got one area of effect attack type. So it's kind of like Titan's Fist of Havoc in that you can damage multiple enemies at once. One of the gripes I had about Hunter class was that you get only 3 shots and they're not damage area of effect, meaning that at most you can kill 3 enemies. Now this changes it. You can finally damage multiple enemies and take down crowds with your golden gun, and it's kind of like Blood Explosion from Borderlands 2. If it's anything like Blood Explosion in terms of damage, this might be the deal breaker for me. But it really all depends on radius and like the damage of the combustion. If all works out, it could take down whole crowds. With just 3 golden gun shots. That's gonna be really useful. Gunfighter is pretty much necessary, really. Like especially since the cooldown of golden gun is so freaking damn long. I feel like it's like the longest of all the classes. Just using a golden gun more is just beneficial in every way. The Circle of Life skill is just kind of meh again because it doesn't change the fact that you still get 3 shots in your golden gun, and the only situation I could see this being useful is when like your golden gun shoots one guy and like the guy has like 10% health left, and you finish that guy off with your throwing knife, and you get your extended time. That's like literally the only situation I can find this being useful, but we'll have to see. Now, Incendiary Blade, it could be useful depending on, again, the damage. I mean, they can always change the scaling, so I'm not gonna really, go out on whether this will be very effective against enemies or not, but could be useful for taking down stronger enemies, or finishing off enemies. Like, for example, if you hit one guy with a throwing knife and he has 10% health left, maybe the fire damage over time can finish off that guy. Knife juggler is pretty much, like the deal breaker again for throwing knife. It pretty much solidifies the position of throwing knives as only for finishing off enemies, So as long as you're finishing off enemies with your tomahawk, I keep saying tomahawk throwing knife, you keep replenishing your throwing knife, and you keep finishing off enemies with throwing knife, and it's really satisfactory. I don't know how that's gonna work in combat, especially because a lot of the enemies move erratically, or move 0.1 second right before the throwing knife can hit them. But we'll have to see again. I just want to mention that all the trainings in the Hunter class is pretty much meh, especially some of them are really conflicting, and a lot of them bring negative traits to your class. I just want to mention one thing about the training. The Way of Nomad training, it just allows you to tank more in battle, just go out there and basically fire more without worrying about, regenerating your health. Besides that, all the trainings are not that beneficial really. If you look at, for example, Titan's trainings, you can definitely see how Hunter's trainings are very lackluster. The Keyhole skill, I think it's gonna be good for taking down mobs again. All this kind of hints me that Golden Gun's gonna be used against mobs instead of, fighting big ass enemies, especially with the addition of Combustion. Now, Gunslinger Trance, this is a big one, I feel. It will basically allow you to be a crit machine, really. And since critical hits are so damn powerful in Destiny, as long as you're killing enemies with critical shots, you'll be basically able to shoot enemies repeatedly at the head without the gun recoil throwing you off. That's really useful. I can see how I could take down mobs in 3 seconds. Chain of Woe, it could be useful for shotguns and handguns. Assault rifles, not so much. But if you use shotguns or handguns, I think this could be useful, especially if you're going for the headshots, which you should, because it's Destiny. Over the Horizon, I feel like it's only good for Septic Prime, Devil Waker, when you're trying to snipe them from distance without getting hurt. It's hard to comment on this kind of skills because it's just so straightforward, and it's just gonna be useful for a couple select situations really. Gambler's Dagger, it's another throwing knife capstone. Kind of allows you to spam your throwing knives more. It has nice symmetry with knife juggler. For example, when your your first knife miss, or the enemy just absorbs the first knife, you can throw the second one and finish them off and replenish your throwing knife. That's gonna be really useful. Now, these are all the skills of Hunter subclass. Hunter class, Gunslinger subclass, but all this is subject to change. This is alpha, but I don't think they're gonna change much. So this all points me that Hunter's gonna be more like just running around shooting guys and trying to score headshots. I think that's what this class is gonna be focused on. So that's my breakdown of the Hunter class skill points. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget to like and share. It helps me do what I do. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.